In this video, I answer the question why the first $100,000 is the hardest. I will show you that with the magic of compound interest, the first $100,000 is 26% of the time to becoming a millionaire, as each 100K gets quicker after that. I think that's crazy, but also very motivating. I will run the numbers to show you exactly why this is so. Charlie Munger, the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, has famously said that the first $100,000 is but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on 100K. After that, you can ease off the gas a little bit. This is all thanks to compound interest. I know I'll get comments saying that he said this in the 1990s, so it would be a lot more in today's dollars. So using an inflation calculator, $100,000 25 years ago would be worth about $176,000 today. This is just a guide because I did use a few different inflation calculators and they all came out with a different amount depending on the percentage that they were using. But I will say that these calculations are less about the actual amount, but more about how compound interest works. I could proportionately increase or decrease the amounts and the time periods would still be the same. Charlie Munger has also said that accumulating the first $100,000 from a standing start with no seed money is the most difficult part of building wealth. Making the first million was the next big hurdle. To do that, a person must consistently underspend his income. Getting wealthy, he explains, is like rolling a snowball. It helps to start at the top of the hill, start early, and try to roll that snowball for a very long time. Okay, so let's see how this works exactly. So to begin with, we're going to look at how long it would take for each 100K by contributing $10,000 a year, and I'm going to use a 7% return for this compound interest example. I must mention that the information in this video is for entertainment and general information only. It's not financial advice. You can read my full disclaimer in the description box below. So these compound interest calculations were done using Excel. So in this formula, the annual contribution was added as a lump sum and the compound interest was added at the end of the year. So in our example of contributing $10,000 a year, it would take 7.84 years to reach that first $100,000. And the next $100,000 would take less time and it would take 5.10 years. Now let's see how long it takes to get to that next 100K. Well, the third $100,000 would take 3.78 years, which is less than half the time that first $100,000 took. In this scenario, for this amount to reach $1 million, it would take 30 years. And of course, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or write a comment because it really does help to support my channel. I've been tracking our progress to $100,000 and beyond using ShareSite. It's a portfolio tracking tool that I use and love. There's even a free plan if you have under 10 holdings, which I used for many years. And if you do decide to sign up for the 12-month plan, using my link will save you 4 months off the purchase price of the annual premium plan. So now let's have a look at the breakdown of each $100,000 and how long each $100,000 took. We've already looked at the first $300,000. So now let's look at the fourth. Well, it took 3.01 years. $500,000 took 2.5 years. $600,000 took 2.14 years. $700,000 took 1.87 years, $800K took 1.66 years, $900K took 1.49 years, and $1 million took 1.35 years. And I find it even more interesting seeing these amounts as percentages. And I can't believe that it takes more than 1/4 of the time to reach that first $100,000. This is mind-blowing. And once a person reaches 300K, they are more than 50% of the way to becoming a millionaire. The best part about looking at these percentages is that you can apply it to different amounts. You could apply it to saving $100 annually to get $1,000 and then eventually $10,000, or you could also apply it to saving $1,000 annually to get to $10,000 and then eventually the $100,000. And the best part is also that these milestones could happen even quicker. Quite often someone might start off saving a certain amount, but over time they're able to increase their savings. This means that over time that $10,000 a year might increase to $15,000 or even $20,000. And I've made a table outlining a few additional amounts as the more contributed, the quicker each $100,000 takes. I'm not going to go through all of these numbers, so if you want to have a closer look, just pause the video now. Up the top it shows different contributions all the way up to 30K a year, and then the number of years to each 100K goes down down each column. And if you're not savvy in Excel, you could also do some projections using a compound interest calculator. You could add in whatever your regular deposits are, so I've used $5,000 here, and then you could change the interest rate to whatever your preference, and then choose the number of years. I chose 40 years because that's how long it would take for the amount to grow. Well, it's just a little bit under $1 million. But how cool is it that only $200,000 would be regular deposits and the rest would be coming from compound interest? So then you could just hover over the graph with your mouse until the total amount reaches 100K. And in this example, it has reached 100K after 13 years, which would be 32.5% of the total journey. And then you can continue to hover over to see how long each 100K takes. And in this example, the second 100K took 7 years or 17.5% of the total journey. And if you add those together, that's 50% of the total journey to becoming a millionaire. And now let's have a look at that third $100,000. Well, it took 4.5 years. So much less time than that first $100,000. In these examples, the tipping point seemed to be that once the return equaled the amount contributed, it really did start to take off. I hope you found this video helpful and motivating to stay the course. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook.